She explained that she would have never chosen to go to that class in a million years. But she said she learned a lot, and it made her think. And I noticed in the years that went by that she really opened her mind and became accepting. But let me explain that this is not just any woman. This is the woman who, when I came as a candidate, before I was chosen to be the minister of this church, I was speaking to the alliances in Emerson Hall. It was like a mass interview from most of the oldest members and most dedicated members of this church. And this woman, who I'm telling you about, asked me a very pointed question. That's why I still remember it. I don't remember any other question I was asked. To be honest, I'm not sure I remember any other question I was asked that whole week. But she stood up and she said, I just want to ask you one question. If you come here and become our minister, are you going to try to make this a welcoming congregation? And she made it clear by her tone and her phrasing and her body language that this was something that she did not want. I explained that becoming a welcoming congregation was something that the congregation would have to decide to do, that it wasn't my choice or decision as the senior minister. However, I said that regardless of whether this congregation decides to go through the official process of becoming a welcoming congregation or not, it is very important to me that whatever church I serve is welcoming to all people, including lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people. And apparently, that answer satisfied the group that was there, because I'm the minister here 10 years later. But it was this truly kind and wonderful elderly woman who 3 years later wandered into the wrong classroom on a Sunday morning and came out transformed. Now, it's always been my policy to ask permission before sharing a story like this from the pulpit. But in this case, I couldn't, because this dear woman has since died. But I take some comfort in knowing that because of something that we did here, before her life was over, a little hole in her heart that allowed the cold winds of prejudice to blow through was restored. And somehow I imagine that this is how our world and our lives will be redeemed. One heart at a time, as we come to cherish one another. Welcome to All Souls, a church that tries to embody and celebrate the world as we hope it will someday become. I love you. Amen.